this one. A Greek merchant ship. Her crew is brought aboard the raider, and the boarding party is ordered to loot her provisions and cargo before sending her to the bottom. The lawlessness to be staged on her deck stems from the days of skull and crossbones, the days of piracy on the high seas. First, the raider will exact her tribute. Then she will destroy. Raiders do not rove the South Atlantic unchallenged. His Majesty's cruiser, Devonshire, sweeps far and wide to flush them out of these remote, vital waters, which feed the world's major ocean arteries. From the observation plane comes the report of an unidentified ship in the area, and the Devonshire changes course and speed to investigate. Is it friend or is it foe? The Devonshire must make sure before opening fire. The unknown ship maneuvers suspiciously, and the cruiser is alerted for action. Suspicion grows into certainty as a check of intelligence reports indicates the ship may be the German raider known as number 16. Secret recognition signals from the Devonshire bring only evasive response from the mystery ship. No doubt remains. This is no friend, no innocent freighter. This is the raider Atlantis. Atlantis. Death of a raider. Devonshire cannot stay to rescue survivors. For wherever a German raider is, there also are German submarines. Hoping for combat, but too late to catch the wary Devonshire, the U-boat finds herself faced with a mission far different. Rescue at sea. For surviving crewmen of the Atlantis and the captured Allied seamen from her victims, the providential appearance of the submarine means sudden salvation. lifeboats in tow, the submarine heads toward a rendezvous with the supply ship, which will take the survivors ashore. Halfway between Africa and South America, midway in the South Atlantic, Ascension Island, a barren slab of volcanic rock transformed by a freak of war into a militant center. American engineers transformed this isolated English possession into a hornet's nest for the enemy, a haven for friends. Ascension's airfield, short-range American planes pause and refuel on their flights to Africa. And from Ascension, patrol planes wing out in both directions, where the bulge of Africa and the bulge of Brazil squeeze the ocean together into the South Atlantic narrows. Here the hunt for U-boats is pursued in a monotonous, unrelenting manner. Here more submarines are destroyed than in any other comparable stretch of ocean. There is a saying, Deus é brasileiro, God is a Brazilian, because he has favored the land so lavishly. In August of 1942, Brazil joins the Allies in fighting the aggression that imperils the two Americas alike. The navies of Brazil and the United States have long worked together. Under the overall direction of Vice Admiral Jonas Ingram, commander of the United States Fourth Fleet, the resources, bases, manpower, and the training of the two great republics are pooled into one single, splendid cooperative effort. Together, the Brazilian and United States navies deny the South Atlantic to the Axis. The impact of sea power here is felt afar in the African desert, where 500 Sherman tanks convoyed safely through the Narrows turn the tide of battle at El Alamein. Victory at sea in the South Atlantic means victory across the sea in North Africa. From bases like Natal, Cape San Roque, Recife, Fortaleza, Belém, bases on the bulge of Brazil, the Navy sends up its aircraft to scan the aquamarine waters of the southern hemisphere. The blimps are the first of their kind to cross the equator. Their steady, patient patrols add another dimension to convoy protection. off Brazil and the earth that is Brazil. Remote from any front, deep in the valley of the Amazon, Brazilians harvest the product without which wars cannot be won: rubber. Here in the far-off primeval forests, the first primitive steps are taken to shoe the wheels that one day will roll across Italy and France, and into Germany. North America is the arsenal of democracy, but South America pours out her wealth to keep the arsenal stocked. Convoys come through, bearing the wealth of the Southern Hemisphere, refusing to pay 1 cent for tribute, but willing to spend millions for defense. The American republics have swept from the ocean highways of the South Atlantic their common foe. Spread wide across the sea, guarded by the might of nations which can fight side by side because they have learned to live side by side. The ships stream toward their goal, Allied victory.